Dato Speaker, firstly, my ministry would like to congratulate Yang Amat Berhormat Ketua Menteri on the conferment of his award of Dato Patinggi Bintang Kenyalang, the appointment as a Pro-Chancellor of both University Malaysia Sarawak UNIMAS and Swinburne University Sarawak, and the bestowment of honorary doctorate from University College of Technology Sarawak, UCTS. My ministry would like to put on record our thanks to Yang Amat Berhormat Ketua Menteri for his understanding and appreciation of utility issues faced in the rural areas, and also for his continuous support as reflected in the 2018 budget allocation. It is heartening to note that Yang Amat Berhormat Ketua Menteri has launched an aggressive drive for Sarawak to embrace digitalization and embark on digital economy to stay ahead, thrive and prosper in order to facilitate and accelerate its economic transformation. In line with this bold initiative, my ministry will incorporate the use of digital technology in the water supply and electricity sectors in tandem with technological advancements in these two sectors. At the same time, we will be extending the water and electricity grid throughout the state to ensure a more reliable service delivery of these two important amenities. The planning of water and electricity amenities through various integrated strategies are undertaken with the aim to achieve 100% coverage of both these amenities by the year 2025. These strategies include connections through grids for areas with accessibility and through standalone system for the remote areas without easy accessibility under the Sarawak Alternative Rural Water Supply (SAWAS) and Sarawak Alternative Rural Electrification Scheme (SARES) programs. Dato' Speaker, I will now touch on water supply. Samuel Taylor Coleridge in his rhyme of ancient mariner said, "Water, water everywhere, no any drops to drink." We are blessed with abundance of rainfall and rivers. However, our existing water supplies, especially those in the rural areas, are beset with problems that must be collectively resolved in order to improve our delivery service. Our rural water supply assets are aging, and Jabatan Bakalan Air Luar Bandar Jabab faces challenges in operating, maintaining and rectifying these assets. With the rural water supply being extended throughout the state under the State Rural Transformation, my ministry is now taking an optimized approach in addressing this matter in a holistic and systematic manner. Dato' Speaker, my ministry acknowledges the various issues affecting water supply delivery service, especially in the rural areas as raised by some of the ahli-ahli Yang Berhormat in this august house. There are many factors contributing to the state of the present water supply systems, and they include inadequate treatment plant capacities, insufficient raw water sources, inefficient water treatment processes, inadequate treated water storages, aged pipelines, lack of interlinked networks, poor soil condition, and high non-revenue water, among others. For long-term resolution of these shortcomings, in the business as usual, the firefighting approaches are no longer applicable. In order to address these issues holistically and systematically, my ministry had just completed a preliminary master plan study, which was jointly carried out by all the water supply agencies concerned, together with my ministry. This master plan desktop study included the development of raw and treated water grids, identifying current stressed water supply areas, interlinking water grids, the water supply and demand pattern, non-revenue water, and various other enablers relating to water supply development in the state. The master plan will look into short, medium, and long-term strategies I'm glad to inform this August House that my ministry has presented our preliminary state water supply master plan study to Yang Berhormat Ketua Menteri, and he has endorsed our proposals. This preliminary master plan study will serve as a framework to come up with terms of reference for carrying out a detailed master plan study, which is the brainchild of our Yang Berhormat Ketua Menteri, in which will be commissioned in the year 2018 by the State Planning Unit and the Chief Minister Department. For long-term reliability and efficiency in the provisions of water supply, it is proposed to have water grids spanning across the whole of state of Sarawak. The existing major water treatment plants in Kuching, Sibu, Bintulu, and Miri will serve as the anchors for the supply areas within the vicinity and their water distribution networks. We eventually be interlinked to Jebab water network to form the state water grid. This will involve increasing the treatment plant capacities and water supply storages, installing booster stations, upgrading of existing undersized pipelines, and as well as laying a new pipelines to link up all the existing water supply systems in Sarawak. Besides the treated water grid, it is also proposed that to have a raw water grid which will involve either one or combination of direct river abstraction from major rivers, raw water basin transfer, proposed new water supply dams, and tapping raw water source from the downstream of hydropower dam. Similar to the treated water grid, the areas which are blessed with abundant raw water resources will form the anchors for the supply of raw water to the other areas within their vicinities. With this proposed future water grids in place, it is envisaged that in the event of any water supply problem at a particular place, this place can still be supplemented with water as it's interlinked with other nearby areas, thereby increasing in the reliability and efficiency of water supply service delivery in future. Jebab is continuously carrying out a study to identify all the stressed water supply areas and will strive to find financial solutions to improve the supply. This exercise forms part of development of our master plan. Pantuk and Sungai Asap water supply systems are two of the stressed water supply areas identified. We are thankful to Yang Berhormat Ketua Menteri for his immediate and prompt approval of allocation ringgit Malaysia 5 million to solve the water issues in these two areas. The improvement works are ongoing and expected to be completed by early next year. Dato Ahmad Speaker, many of the existing equipment and processes employed in our water supply system, mostly in Jebab, are almost obsolete or are many years behind those used in advanced countries. Therefore, it is essential that these equipment and processes are in abreast with the advent of new, efficient and safe technologies in the water supply industry. Towards this end, my ministry is encouraging all the water supply authorities in the state to embark on asset management, geographic information system, electoral coordination, automation, NRW manager, and the use of more effective water treatment chemicals. Dato Ahmad Speaker, another major issue affecting water utilities in Sarawak is the high non-revenue water, which is NRW, particularly in the rural areas under Jebab. The need to manage NRW better and conserve precious water resources have become increasingly important. NRW management minimizes the loss of water and enable the water supply authorities to increase supply, improve services, enhance financial performance, and reduce energy consumption. NRW management offers cost effectiveness as this would defer investment on new water supply infrastructure. There is an urgent need for resources to be provided for holistic management programs. For NRW, considering that our average NRW is 42.9%, as against the national average of 35%. Dato Ahmad Speaker, I personally empathize with the remote rural folks with no water and electricity supply as I experienced this hardship myself during my childhood days in my kampong. Today, we still have about 2,700 villages and longhouses without reliable potable water or not water grid connectable within the next 10 years. Therefore, my ministry and I are committed to ensure that the rural folks will also enjoy clean and safe water as the urbanites. In this regard, my ministry has formulated the Sarawak Alternative Rural Water Supply, called SAWAS, program to facilitate the provision of potable water supply to the remote rural areas. The SAWAS program is one of the key rural water supply programs which has to be implemented in order to be able to achieve 100% potable water coverage in Sarawak by the year 2025. SAWAS is an independent, standalone micro water supply system for supplying potable water to remote areas where connection through the water grid is economically not feasible. SAWAS project will be synchronized with Sarawak Alternative Rural Electrification Scheme projects under Sarawak Energy Berhad (ECB), as electrical power is often required for the operation of the standalone system. Therefore, SAWAS program is necessary as it serves as a stopgap measure to provide rural people with the basic amenities of potable water. According to the 11 Master Plan drawn up by the federal government, one of the focus areas is to transform the rural areas to uplift the well-being of the rural communities by extending the provision of rural basic infrastructure, including water supply. The target set in the 11 Master Plan is to achieve 99% coverage of clean and treated water. In line with this federal target, it is hoped that the federal government can provide funds for the implementation of the rural water supply projects in Sarawak, including those under SAWAS program. The issue of adequate and quality raw water has been a continuous concern of alih-alih Amboman. In this connection, I wish to emphasize on the need of water conservation and management by all concerned for both raw and treated water. This is to safeguard the availability of water quality for future generations to come. Protecting and conserving our raw water resources are to ensure that we have quality raw water for treatment. In advanced countries, the approach adopted to safeguard the raw water quality is to control the pollution at source and not to let the pollutant enter the river system by ensuring that all effluents discharging into the waterways comply with the required standards. It's hoped that this approach can also be adopted in Sarawak. Dato Speaker, presently there are 29 gazetted water supply catchment areas in Sarawak. My ministry is in the process of gazetting another 58 water catchment areas. We are committed to submit at the end of this year 30 out of 58 water catchment areas, and our target completion date for gazetting all the 58 water catchment is at the end of next year. Water conservation is an exercise that all consumers must practice to minimize water wastage, to value the commodity water. The water agencies will carry out water conservation awareness program among our communities and in the schools. And this program will include NRW initiatives, ways to conserve water, and customer service related matters.